Hello there, good morning. Today I wanted to talk about, or this is gonna be the introduction for the video of the Neuroplastizität Teil 2. So the footage for the video was recorded about a month ago. In fact, it was recorded at the same time with the first part, and they were one video, but I had to split them apart because the video was gonna be too long if it was just one video. So I'm gonna be editing it soon, and I'm from the future, like a month in the future after the video was recorded, and I want to say thank you so much to the people who sent me lovely messages and support for the first video. And yeah, I hope this helps. I hope this benefits you. I hope it in some way changes how you think or changes how you see yourself and makes you thank God more and be more grateful for what we have and the blessings that God gave us in the brain, the body, all these sorts of things. Sorry, the camera's here. My bad. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the video and yeah, thank you so much. There's also gonna be stuff coming soon, which is a bit unrelated to what this solo passion project was. This YouTube was my passion project. It was like a solo thing I wanted to do first. But I'm thinking about doing other stuff that's also going to be pretty much solo. It's going to be me on my own, but it's going to be stuff that's less about content and more about education, like in the here and now, like people who need help now, instead of being for people who want to study abroad in a year or two or in the future. So we're going to have to be doing a mix of both, like I said, and in previous videos. And yeah, I'm hoping for the best, and inshallah you all are doing well too. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, thank you for all the lovely messages I got, or lovely people who came up to me in real life or in videos. Maybe don't come up to me in real life. I'm sorry. It's okay. But yeah, thank you so much. Genuinely, it means so much to me. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye. Oh, also enjoy the video. Yeah. Bye bye. So part 2 of Neuroplasticity, the second part of the video. The first one, you can go watch it on the channel. It's right before this one. And yeah, I'm filming this like about a week afterwards because I did not get to work on it that much. Even the notes I have written down for the second part, I wrote down like 8 days ago. So I feel like I'm reading it for the first time again because, you know, there's a lot of stuff I had to do in this last week. So I was really busy. I'm sorry for not keeping up or not like taking it, or not uploading them back to back. I'm sorry. Anyway. So last time we talked about a few techniques such as, or learning, evidence-based learning techniques such as active recall, spaced repetition. We talked about Feynman's technique. We even, I think, talked about combining them and what my take is, what I think is best, and we're gonna continue on from there. So I hope this light isn't too disturbing. I'm sorry. So let's continue where we left off with memory palace being the next method. So memory palace or method of loci is something I talked about which in the original footage, but I think I'm gonna retry to film it again because I had made up an example on the spot. I felt like I didn't deliver the message as well as I could have. So I'm gonna try again to deliver the same message because I really made up an example on the spot in the original footage, and I think I did well. It's just that I didn't come up with the best way to explain it to the viewer. So I'm gonna try again. So memory palace or method of loci talks about how you can imagine content or paragraphs or pieces of information which are in a big bulk as if they were in a room or a house or a place or an apartment or somewhere you recognize it really well. Like you know this place so well. You know what's behind you, you know what's in front of you, you know everything around you, so you don't have to struggle too much think about like the chair or whatever that's like in front of next to your bed or something like that. Anyway, so what the method uses is that, or I'm gonna just give the example and then we're gonna talk about how it works, but basically it helps you think about the content that you're studying as if it were things next to your stay where you live every day, or like maybe rooms in your house. So let's say, for example, we want to memorize the reflex reaction of the body to blood pressure dropping. So you would have receptors in the carotid arch, or maybe baroreceptors in the aortic arch. Sorry, carotid artery or the aortic arch. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. So the blood vessel, the carotid artery or the aortic arch have receptors like baroreceptors that can sense differences in like minute, simple, very tiny differences in blood pressure very quickly and very easily, and very high sensitivity receptors these are. So what it does is that it senses the change, So let's say, for example, your blood pressure dropped immediately. So this could be like a reflex due to you seeing something that shocked you, or it could be due to whatever reason, but your blood pressure just dropped rapidly. Now, the baroreceptors in the aortic arch are so good at like sensing this that they immediately send out a signal to the brain. So what could we imagine this as in the method of loci or the memory palace? Well, maybe your brother or sister or a friend is sitting on the chair in your room and they fall over. Blood pressure drops. They fall and they start screaming or shouting, "Oh, my arm! Oh my God! I just broke my arm!" Whatever. Anyway, so they start screaming. So that's a signal that the baroreceptors send as transducers to the brain, and then the center in the brain stem or the brain, so the medulla oblongata probably, or the hypothalamus, or the brain itself maybe, but not. I'm not sure which center it is. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Would receive the signal, and then it would send another signal, an action potential, that would order the baroreceptors or the blood vessel itself to constrict and to contract. So it would vasoconstriction would occur, and your blood pressure would rise up again. So that would be maybe you coming to their aid and lifting them up from the chair, and hence blood pressure rising again. So that was the example, and that's all there is to memory palace, really. You could apply this for anything you're learning. It doesn't have to be medicine, it doesn't have to be anything specific. Maybe it's good for engineering, or for business, or for marketing. Maybe you have like a flow chart you want to put into like an image that you want to imagine around your room. That could be helpful too. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about other things in this video, but I'm gonna let the original footage take over from here. We mentioned stuff like famous people like Nelson Dellis, who is a two-time world champion, or national champion, sorry. And you have another guy called Dominic O'Brien, who's an 8-time world champion. And I talk a little bit about these two, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more, of course. There's another video planned after this, and I hope it's gonna go well. And yeah, thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye. Cheers. Last few things I'm gonna mention words right now. We're not gonna say a couple sentences. We're just gonna mention the terms. So other things which I would recommend you on your own go look into, and you yourself go develop without me telling you to. Or maybe I'm gonna talk about them in a new video, or a second video after all this. Stuff like mindfulness techniques, learning new skills like cooking, instruments, puzzles. Doing puzzles is very good for you. Visualization, like for when you're studying something, like for example you're studying the anatomy of the heart, and it's the internal anatomy of the heart. So you're talking about the valves, the mitral valves, the semilunar valves, all those kind of things, the cardiac cycle. Difficult to see on your own. Sorry for all the noise. I hope it goes away now. All of this stuff is difficult to see from the outside, and you won't be able to see it with many helpful diagrams because it's such a internal thing. Maybe you're going to need to see a video, anatomical 3D video, which is generated obviously by a computer, to be able to visualize it. And you won't even, sometimes you don't have access to that, right? The best thing to do is to imagine it in your brain. So you imagine right atrium, right ventricle, up, goes into the pulmonary artery, goes to the lungs. You're seeing it in your head, so you can write it on paper. You're not just writing words on paper. You're not just thinking about the words and sentences and you memorize the 1, 2, 3. No, you have an idea in your brain. You know what it looks like. It makes life a lot easier for you. You know the cardiac cycle ends with a relaxation of the entire cardiac muscle wall. And you understand that then it gets blood again, and the cycle restarts, and you don't have to memorize 7 sentences in a row. All you need to remember is the idea of blood going this way into systemic circulation, then pulmonary circulation, and then back again to systemic. And you know what you're doing because you can see it in your brain, and you're not constantly having to memorize sentence for sentence what happens, right? I'm sorry for all the noise. Also, something very simple. Let's say you don't want to do all this, or you're not studying, or you're just maybe you don't really concern yourself with any of this education stuff, and you're just watching me for fun. And I mean, thanks, I guess, right? Hey there, thanks, right? How about you just use your non-dominant hand for a few things? Like, so let's say, for example, you're a right-handed person, like the rest of us. I'm sorry. If you're a left-handed person, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just say you're using your mouse and keyboard and you decide one day, why don't I just try using my left hand? Or let me just try writing with my left hand. Let me try cooking with my left hand. Let me try anything with my left hand. Disclaimer, if you try any of this and an accident occurs or you get injured, I'm not liable for you. I'm not responsible. You did this. I did not do that. But try using your left hand or your weak hand to do anything. Maybe you try to play football with your left foot or your right foot. If you're right-footed, you want to try using your left foot to pass and do stuff. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. Extremely important that we keep trying these things out. Walking backwards as well. All these things which strengthen our mental, our synapses. I don't know what else to call it. But our mental connections. And yeah, regular aerobic exercise, playing football a lot, playing basketball, playing sports with others, you know, all these events which you could do. Oh man, this video is going to be very, very long. I hope it all gels together well. I hope I'm not just rambling. Yeah, one last thing is this bit of information which I got from my year 12 A-level biology doctor or teacher, whatever you want to call it, who said this one fun fact in the middle of a lecture. And it wasn't a lecture, it was an online lesson where it wasn't even something that we were supposed to really talk about in the syllabus, which we were studying for A-level biology for. But it was a fun fact which you just mentioned because someone asked her, how do we learn? It was in Unit 5 for A-level biology, and a student asked her, so how do we become smarter, or how do we learn more things? And she had to respond with the idea that it's not really that we become, like our brain doesn't become heavier, obviously. Our brain doesn't store more information in a disk drive or something. No. The way that we remember things more strongly and the way that we consolidate information, and the word consolidation is very important here, is that it's through synapses becoming more developed, or more synapses developing. So if you have one piece of information, here's how it looks like. Presynapse, postsynaptic bulb, or whatever you want to call it. In the middle there's synaptic cleft, where neurotransmitters pass by from presynaptic terminals to postsynaptic terminals, and the synapse is where the electric signal or impulse or action potential occurs, where the information gets passed from A to B. How does this improve when we learn more and we study more and we revise more and we keep on using a spaced repetition and we keep on repeating the same information more and more? You get what is called conversion. I can't remember the term. It's when multiple pieces of information, like convergence, yes, convergence, multiple pieces of presynaptic terminals give their information to one or multiple postsynaptic terminals. So, or postsynaptic axons, or I'm not sure what the term is. Sorry, I forgot what the exact postsynaptic whatever bulb or whatever it is, which receives the impulses. But yeah, the more you learn, the more you revise, the more you dedicate time into remembering the things which you have already learned so you can recall them better in the future, the more your synapses become developed. That's all I want to say. I'm not going to say anything else. It's already been long enough. I'm sorry for speaking for so long. Yeah. So, and this takes us, or before I finish off, I want to mention one or two important people which have heavily inspired this video. So the first guy who I used to watch in year 12 or heard about back when I was still doing my A-level biology and A-level math, who helped me a lot, or not helped me a lot but gave me a lot of inspiration and motivation, is this man called Nelson Dellis. And as far as I know, he's a two-time world champion, and sorry for the noise outside, is a two-time world champion, or a national champion, sorry, in the USA. And his YouTube channel, along with him, explained to people how they should memorize better and how they could use more techniques, and how he once feared for himself because of a grandma or an older relative who had dementia or Alzheimer's, and how most people who go into memory competitions and become very strongly adept at using the memory and using their brain so well is that they worry for themselves about these conditions which come with lack of use of areas of the brain. So they become better because they, out of their own intent, become more strongly intuitive, or they're using their brain becomes more intuitive, using memory becomes more natural to them. Whereas some people, you ask them a question about what they ate yesterday, or you ask them, what did you do last week, and they'll be like, I don't remember, I don't know. No. Become strong with their memory, become responsible, and become more focused and aware and alert of what you do in your day, and you can make an effort to remember things that happen in your day just by writing them down somewhere. But he had so many techniques, Nelson Dallas. This guy was so strong when it came to memory, and no wonder he won a lot. But he had some good videos. I'm gonna link his channel down in the description below, or down in the comments, I don't know, but I'm gonna link it down somewhere, and you're gonna be able to check it out for yourself if you're interested. Nelson Dallas was his name. Also, another guy I heard about a few yesterday, or was it today? I think, like yesterday, but at like late at night. This man was an 8-time world memory champion, and his name was Dominic O'Brien. Dominic O'Brien is a very strong memory champion. He had an interview where he talked about how he, through his own training and through his own fruition, or the fruits of his labor, as they say, became such a strong thinker, or memorization champion. And the video is called "Learn How to Learn," and it's something I'm so keen on because I've always been fascinated by being able to learn how to learn. How do we improve how we learn? Anyhow, this video's been going on for long enough. I'm sorry I've talked for so long. I'm gonna link that below in the description as well if you want to see that. Very good interview. I didn't watch all of it. I'm gonna go watch it again, or gonna go finish watching it. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you. Oh, there's also one last thing I want to talk about. Oh yeah, so with all these things, we invest so much into our brain power, and we invest so much into learning better, and we try to use this for education. But some people use this to help themselves remember their life and their memories, and they use it for being able to remember details which they would not be able to remember so quickly, whether it be a phone number, details about their whatever, and things that you wouldn't be able to remember so quickly. Remember, back in the day, they did not have contacts on your phone where you could just save a person's number and never look at it again for the rest of your life, because all you remember it as is just their phone, or their name on your contacts list. You just look it up and you don't even have to think about what their phone number was. But back in the day, there was a phone number book, whatever it was called, and you had to memorize all the numbers for each person you wanted to call. And if you were lost somewhere random and you didn't have a phone, and you could just remember which phone number you need to dial, and it was that easy. Whereas me, or other people now at our age, I remember like 2 or 3 phone numbers at the very maximum, just for the people who you have to be able to call, as well as your own phone number, of course, because how are you going to live without knowing your own phone number, you know? So yeah, just wanted to say that something that doesn't have so much to do with this, but I just want to end off with it, is that the one who always cares about his belongings and his relatives, and the one who loves always wins. Because even when you lose, or when you get heartbroken, or something severe happens in your life, you're always living, right? And the same way is that the way the sun always shines, and the way that there's always sunshine around us, even if there isn't a plant or a grass to benefit all of the sun shining, the sun still shines anyway, right? And even if there isn't a plant or grass to receive the sunlight and grow from it and perform photosynthesis, it still is there. The sun is there whether or not you open the window. The sun is there shining every day in the morning, even if you don't wake up to see it rise from below, or from the east, until it goes back and sunsets, and the sun sets in the west. Sorry. Okay, this video has been long enough. So yeah. And this is going to be the topic of our next video, or it's going to be mentioned again, I'm pretty sure, in the next video. Trauma und unsere Emotionen, sorry. Trauma and our emotions. Going to talk about some more things, but I'm not going to go into anything now, because I don't want to take even more time. Yeah, so thank you for watching. This has been too long, way too long for a video. I hope you did not get bored. I'm gonna put timestamps below just to make sure that people who want to skip to a certain part of the video don't have to sit through everything. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna end here. And yeah, so there's so much we need to talk about more, but as you can see, today's video is filled to the brim with topics and different ideas which I wanted to talk about, and I didn't get to talk about much. I didn't get to go into much detail with each topic, but I hope you're satisfied, and I hope you learned something new, and I hope you benefited a bit, even if it's just 1%. Hope it's made your day better, and I pray and hope for the safety of the well-being of our brothers and sisters in other countries right now. Hope you're all doing well, and I pray for your safety. And yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, have a good day. Cheers. Bye bye.